Statues are usually built to honor heroes, remember history, or decorate public spaces. Most people walk past them without a second thought. But in some corners of the world, certain statues have developed strange reputations, not because of the people they represent, but because of the bizarre rituals people perform around them. So in this video, we're exploring some of the strangest statues in the world, and the bizarre rituals people believe give them magical powers. The tomb covered in thousands of kisses. Inside the famous Père Lachaise cemetery in Paris is the grave of the well-known writer Oscar Wilde. Wilde was famous for his sharp humor and for writing stories like The Picture of Dorian Gray. But many years after his death, his grave became known for a very unusual tradition. For many years, visitors came to the tomb wearing bright lipstick. As a tribute, they would kiss the stone and leave a lipstick mark on the grave. One by one, more people started doing the same thing. Soon the tomb was covered with thousands of red and pink kiss marks. Some visitors also wrote messages, poems, or love notes for the writer. No one knows exactly how this strange tradition began. But over time, it became very popular among tourists and fans of Oscar Wilde. Many people felt that leaving a kiss was a fun way to honor the writer and his bold personality. Eventually, the lipstick started to damage the stone. Cleaning the marks was difficult, and the tomb needed repairs many times. So in 2011, officials placed a clear glass barrier around the grave to protect it. Today, visitors can still see Oscar Wilde's tomb, but they cannot touch it. Some fans now leave their lipstick kisses on the glass instead. Even now, the grave remains one of the most visited spots in the cemetery, showing how a simple tribute turned into one of the strangest traditions in Paris. The statue tourists won't stop touching. In the heart of Dublin stands the famous statue of Molly Malone, a character from the well-known Irish folk song Molly Malone. According to the song, Molly was a fish seller who walked through the streets of Dublin pushing a cart and calling out, "Cockles and mussels, alive, alive, oh." Over time, she became one of the most recognizable symbols of the city. But the statue is also known for a strange tradition. For many years, tourists have been touching the chest of the statue for good luck or simply as a joke. As thousands of visitors repeated the same action, that part of the bronze statue slowly became shiny and polished, while the rest of the statue remained darker. Because of this behavior, the statue became famous for the unusual ritual. Some people see it as a harmless tourist tradition, while others criticize it as disrespectful. No one knows exactly how the custom started, but it spread quickly among visitors and became a well-known part of the statue's story. Today, the Molly Malone statue remains one of Dublin's most photographed landmarks. And even after decades, the shiny spot on the statue still shows the strange tradition that thousands of tourists have followed over the years. If you're enjoying these strange stories, make sure to hit subscribe and turn on notifications, because the next statue on this list might be even more bizarre than anything we've seen so far. The stone that gives the gift of persuasive speech. At the top of Blarney Castle near Cork in Ireland lies one of the most famous stones in the world, the Blarney Stone. For centuries, visitors have travelled from around the world to perform a strange tradition linked to this stone. According to legend, anyone who kisses the Blarney Stone will receive the gift of the gab. This means the ability to speak in a charming, persuasive and clever way. In simple terms, people believe the stone can make you better at talking and convincing others. But kissing the stone is not easy. Visitors must climb to the top of the castle, lean backward over a high wall, and hold on to metal bars while lowering themselves down to reach the stone. With the help of staff nearby, they carefully lean back and kiss it upside down. Despite the unusual and slightly risky position, millions of people have followed this tradition over the years. Famous leaders, celebrities and tourists have all taken part in the ritual. Today, kissing the Blarney Stone remains one of the most popular traditions in Ireland, where a simple kiss is believed to turn anyone into a master of words. The statue that promises you'll return. On a quiet street in Brussels, built into a wall near the historic Grand Place, lies a bronze statue of Everard T. Cerclas. He was a local hero known for helping free the city in the 14th century. The statue shows him lying down, almost as if he's resting after a long battle. Over time, a strange tradition grew around this monument. visitors began rubbing the statue's arm for good luck. According to the legend, touching it will ensure that you return to Brussels one day. Some versions of the myth also say it can help you find love or even a future husband. As thousands of people followed the ritual, the arm of the statue slowly became smooth and shiny, standing out clearly from the rest of the darker bronze surface. It's a visible sign of just how many visitors have taken part in this tradition over the years. Today, tourists walking through Brussels often stop to touch the statue before leaving, just in case the legend is true. A simple gesture, a quick touch, and the hope that the city will call them back again. The mermaid that grants a wish and a half. In the coastal town of Ustka in Poland stands a charming statue known as the Mermaid of Ustka. Sitting gracefully near the harbour, the mermaid has become one of the town's most popular attractions, drawing visitors with both her beauty and a rather unusual legend. According to local folklore, touching the mermaid brings good luck. But there's a twist to the story. People say that if you touch her left side, she grants you a wish and a half. The idea comes from the fact that she is only half human and half fish, so she can't grant full wishes like in fairy tales. Over time, this playful legend turned into a real tradition. Tourists visiting Ustka often stop by the statue, make a wish, and follow the ritual just in case there's a bit of magic in it. As a result, parts of the statue have become slightly polished from years of people reaching out to touch it. Today, the Mermaid of Ustka is more than just a seaside decoration. It's a symbol of local charm, mystery, and a little bit of humor, where visitors leave with a smile, and maybe, just maybe, a wish that's halfway on its way to coming true. The statue that's said to bring death. In Iowa City in the United States stands a dark and mysterious monument known as the Black Angel. Located inside Oakland Cemetery, the statue was originally made of bronze and placed over a grave in the early 1900s. Over time, the metal slowly turned completely black, giving the angel a haunting and almost eerie appearance. No one knows exactly why the statue darkened so dramatically, but the change sparked a chilling legend. Locals began to believe that the statue was cursed. According to the story, anyone who touches the angel, or worse, kisses it, will die within 7 days. Over the years, the legend grew stronger, especially among students and visitors looking for a thrill. Some dared each other to touch the statue at night, while others avoided it completely, not wanting to take any chances. Of course, there is no real proof behind the curse. The black color is simply the result of natural oxidation over time. But the story refuses to fade. The combination of the statue's dark appearance and its quiet location in the cemetery keeps the legend alive. Today, the Black Angel remains one of the creepiest local legends in Iowa City. Whether people believe the curse or not, many still think twice before getting too close, just in case. The statue that promises a big family. On the famous old bridge in Heidelberg in Germany sits a curious and playful statue known as the Heidelberg Bridge Monkey. The sculpture shows a bronze monkey holding a mirror, a symbol that dates back centuries and is meant to remind people to look at themselves before judging others. But right next to the monkey are small bronze mice, and that's where the strange tradition begins. According to local legend, rubbing these tiny mice brings good luck, especially for those hoping to have a large family and many children. Over the years, visitors have followed this ritual, reaching down to touch the mice before leaving the bridge. Because of this, the mice have become shiny and smooth, clearly different from the rest of the statue. It's a small detail, but one that shows how many people have taken part in the tradition. Today, tourists visiting Heidelberg often stop at the Bridge Monkey, not just for photos, but to quietly take part in the ritual. A simple touch, a hopeful wish, and the belief that the future might be a little more crowded than expected. The statue that became a fertility legend. In the quiet pathways of Père Lachaise Cemetery in Paris lies one of the most unusual graves in the world. Visitors wander past the resting places of famous artists, writers, and musicians, but many eventually stop at a life-size bronze statue of a young man lying on the ground. The statue belongs to Victor Noir, a 19th-century journalist whose death once shook France. Today, however, his grave is famous for something far stranger, a bizarre fertility legend that has turned a memorial into one of the most peculiar traditions in Europe. Victor Noir was only 22 years old when his life suddenly ended in 1870. At the time, France was politically tense, and newspapers often clashed with powerful figures. During one of these conflicts, Noir was sent to deliver a message related to a duel challenge. Instead of settling the matter peacefully, an argument erupted, and he was shot by Pierre Bonaparte, a cousin of the French Emperor Napoleon III. The killing shocked the public. Thousands of people attended Noir's funeral, and he quickly became a symbol of resistance against the imperial regime. Years later, when his body was reburied at Père-Lachaise cemetery, a sculptor named Jules Dalou was commissioned to create a statue for his tomb. Instead of a heroic pose, Dalou chose something deeply realistic. The bronze figure shows Victor Noir lying exactly as he might have fallen after being shot, his coat wrinkled, one arm stretched out, and his hat resting beside him. The sculpture is so lifelike that it almost feels like time froze in the moment of his death. But one small detail changed the meaning of the monument forever. Dalou sculpted the figure with a noticeable bulge in the trousers. No one knows if it was intentional symbolism, artistic realism, or simply an overlooked detail. Yet over time, visitors began whispering about it. Slowly, an unusual legend formed around the statue. People started believing that touching certain parts of the sculpture could bring luck in love or help women become pregnant. According to the growing myth, kissing the statue's lips would help someone find love, rubbing the prominent area of the trousers could improve fertility, and placing flowers in the statue's hat might bring marriage within a year. Whether anyone truly believed it at first is unclear, but the ritual spread through word of mouth, travel guides, and local folklore. Soon the grave of a young journalist had transformed into a kind of strange pilgrimage site. The statue itself tells the story. Most of the bronze surface has turned dull green with age, as metal naturally does over time. But certain parts are different. The lips, the shoes, and especially the area that sparked the legend shine brightly, polished smooth by the touch of countless visitors. The contrast makes it obvious that the superstition has been practiced for decades. The tradition became so popular that it eventually caused controversy. At one point, cemetery officials tried to stop the behavior by installing a fence around the statue to prevent visitors from touching it. The reaction was surprisingly strong. Many people argued that the ritual had become part of the cemetery's culture and history. After public complaints and protests, the barrier was eventually removed, and the statue once again became accessible. That's all for today. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to subscribe to Mindboggler and turn on notifications for more strange, mysterious, and unbelievable stories from around the world.